So, what is the difference between a traditional English breakfast and a modern English breakfast? Well, today I'm going to find out because I'm going to be trying both to see who's best. So let's start off first with the more traditional kind. For the traditional English breakfast, I decided to go to a place called Caffe YumYum. Now with a name like that, the food has to be good. It's got great reviews on Google and TripAdvisor, and from the pictures I've seen, it looks like they do a brilliant breakfast. Let's head in and check it out. It's a pretty small and compact place with the main counter on one side and the seating on the other. It does still feel light and airy though, as the front doors open all the way on both sides, letting in loads of light. The menu is a decent size with the usual breakfast dishes such as cooked breakfast, sandwiches, toasties and even pancakes if you fancy something a bit different. So the one I'm going for today is the full English, right there. Plus I'm going to add an extra item of black pudding as it's not included in the breakfast. I also got my usual cup of tea, which came with an absolutely massive teapot. So you get good large cups here. It also came with a biscuit on the side, and I'll for sure be dipping that into my tea later on. Let's get making this tea and have a quick drink before the food arrives. A splash of milk, a quick stir, and we're done. So here is the full English, and it looks delicious. I haven't had one in a while, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Let's go through exactly what you get. You have a slice of black pudding, which I added on as an extra. 2 fried eggs with runny looking yolks. 2 sausages that look to be cooked perfectly. Some tinned tomatoes on the side. A slice of toast with the butter in a jar. 2 rashers of bacon under the toast, a portion of baked beans, and some fried mushrooms. Let's dig in. I'm going to start off with these great looking sausages. They've got nice frying marks on them, so you can tell they're not just done in the oven. They're a decent size too. Let's go in for a bite and see what they're like. Delicious. There's a bit of a snap to the outside as you bite into them. You get a nice oily fried flavour and charring too. The inside has a great salty pork taste, and you can tell with these ones they have a high meat content. So some good sausages. Let's move on to the fried mushrooms. I always prefer the smaller ones to the one big giant one, as I think you get more flavour out of these. Let's try one out. Very nice. You get that great springy texture as soon as you bite into it. You get a nice fried flavour too. The mushroom on the inside is soft and explodes with mushroom flavour as you chew. Let's try out the beans next. They're a good size and shape. The sauce looks thick and rich. I don't think these are going to be Heinz from the appearance, but let's see how they taste. Really nice. You get a rich, sweet, tomatoey flavour, the beans are a good texture, and the thick sauce coats every bean, so you get a good ratio of the two with each bite. Now are the eggs gonna be runny? They are indeed. Perfectly runny yolks, and I just love watching it ooze out onto the plate. Delicious. The egg white is soft and smooth in texture, the yolk is thick and creamy, and the two just combine so well. But I think this might be a better combination though. The sausage dipped in egg yolk. Now this is going to be a good bite of food. Amazing. Speaking of amazing, I think it's time to try out the bacon. It's got a lovely golden brown colour to it. I've cut off a piece from the end so I can get some fat on the bite, and I just can't wait to do this. So let's just go for it. Really good. You get the salty, meaty flavour as soon as you bite into it. Your mouth waters as you chew because the salty bacon flavour is just so good. I like this bacon. Let's try out the tinned tomatoes next. Now this is a bit of a rare item as you don't normally see these that often. Most places will usually do a fried whole tomato, so this is a nice change. Let's try it out. Pretty good. You get a strong tomato flavour, it's tart and sweet, a little bit tangy, and the texture is soft. The contrast of this will go well with the meats. So this is the item that I'm most interested in trying, the black pudding. Now this can either make or break a breakfast depending on if it's a good one or a bad one. From first impressions, it looks like a good one. Let's taste it and see. It's a good one. It's slightly crisp on the outside, the inside is soft and cake-like in texture, it's got a salty and meaty flavour. And I like that you get a big thick piece too. So the butter for the toast comes in a little jar on the side, which I've never seen before. Usually it's a pack or it's in a little pot or even sometimes already buttered, which is a no-no for me, so I'm glad this one is not. Let's try it out. That's good toast. You get a nice crunch as you bite into it. The butter adds a great creamy flavour too. It's good toast. I think we've got to do some combo bites because that's what an English breakfast is all about. I've got here some of the tinned tomatoes, egg, mushroom and sausage. Here it goes. Amazing. And I have to do one more with the bacon and black pudding. Plus a dip into the beans. That's delicious. I really enjoyed this breakfast. There wasn't an item on here I didn't like. Every combo bite I made tasted so good. The tinned tomatoes here really added a contrast to the meats, which gave great balanced bites of food. There is one thing left I haven't tried though. The biscuit. I've been saving this till the end as a bit of a dessert. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. Now do we dunk or not dunk? I choose dunk. What a great way to end the meal. What a great breakfast that was. The bacon, sausage and black pudding were delicious. So the total cost of that meal was £14.30. Let's move on next to the modern English breakfast. For the modern English breakfast, I decided to go to a place called Olive and Rye. Again, it has some great reviews on Google and TripAdvisor, with some even saying it's the best breakfast spot in the city. So with reviews like that, I just had to come here and try it out for myself. The seating available on the outside and inside. I chose to sit on the inside. It's a little bit tight in here with only a few tables, but it does feel quite open, as one side is a massive window letting in loads of natural light. The menu is a good size with breakfast, brunch, sandwich and salad options, but all pretty modernised, with some sounding really tasty, like the lemon meringue French toast. But that's for another time, as today I'm going for the O&R breakfast. Plus my usual cup of tea, which came in a nice silver teapot. I like the milk bottle idea too. Let's make a quick cup of tea before the food arrives. So here is the O&R breakfast. It's a very nice looking plate of food. Let's have a closer look at what you get. You get an absolutely huge roasted mushroom, probably the biggest one I've ever seen. Two really nice looking hash browns that I cannot wait to try. Their homemade apple and fennel black pudding, which sounds interesting. A slice of crispy belly pork, which is another item I cannot wait to try. Their homemade baked beans, which come in a little pot. 2 fried eggs with runny yolks. a big slice of sourdough toast which is under the eggs, and a big roasted tomato in the middle. Let's dig in. I'm going to start off with one of my favourite items, the hash brown. This one looks nice and crispy. I like the golden brown colour of it too. Let's go in for a bite of this. Amazing. It's crispy on the outside. You get that great fried potato flavour. It's already been seasoned with salt and pepper, so you taste that too. The inside is soft and you get a great potato flavour. These are great hash browns. Let's try out this enormous mushroom. Have you ever seen one this big? I don't think I have. I've cut off a little piece. It looks like it's going to be tasty. Let's try it out and see what it's like. Really nice. The texture is soft and springy as you bite into it. Again, it's been seasoned well, so you get that nice salt and pepper taste. You get a strong mushroom flavour too. I like it. Let's cut into one of these eggs and check out the yolk. It is a bit runny, but I think I prefer it even more runny than this. Let's taste it. Very nice. The egg white is soft, the yolk is creamy, it's been garnished with I think some chives, so you get a bit of that oniony flavour too. It's a nice egg. Onto these homemade beans. They come in a fancy looking pot, almost like a saucepan. It looks like there's a few different types of bean in there, and also chopped tomatoes too. Let's give them a taste. Good beans. There's a strong tomato flavour, almost like a pasta sauce. There is a variety of beans in there, and they're all nice and soft in texture. Again, garnished with chives, so you get a bit of that too. Next up, the giant tomato. Now they don't do things by halves here, so you get a big one. I've cut off a little piece. I really like the bright red colour of it. You can see the black pepper seasoning on the top. Let's try it out. That's a good tomato. It's soft and juicy, and the salt and pepper on it really brings out a nice tomato flavour. Now this next item is what I've been looking forward to. The crispy belly pork. It's got a great golden brown colour and charring on it. You can see the layers of fat running through it too. I've cut off a little piece to try. You can see the strands of meat, and I can feel how crispy it is already with my fork. Let's taste it. Delicious. It's crispy, that's for sure. You get that as soon as you bite into it. You get the flavour of the pork, and the layers of fat in between add a good fatty pork flavour too. Let's move on to the apple and fennel black pudding. I've never had a black pudding like this before on a breakfast. It's always just been a regular black pudding. So let's see how this one tastes. Really nice. This is definitely not like any black pudding I've ever tasted. You get the sweetness from the apple straight away. You also get that herby fennel flavour too. I think this is a nice change to the usual variety. On to the sourdough toast. It's a pretty good sized slice you get here. It's already been buttered or drizzled with, I'm guessing, olive oil. Let's try it. It's pretty good. I think the pre-buttering has helped soften up the toast, making it a nice and chewy bite. I think it's time for some combo bites, and these ones are gonna be special. I've got egg, mushroom, hash brown and crispy belly pork, plus a dip in the beans. Amazing! And I just have to do another one too with the black pudding. So tomato, black pudding, egg, hash brown and crispy belly pork. Delicious. This has got to be up there as one of the tastiest breakfasts I've ever had. All of the items here have been cooked really well. The combo bites here were out of this world, and I took no time at all in finishing up this breakfast. What an amazing breakfast that was. The crispy belly pork was delicious. So the total cost of that meal was £18. So which was the better breakfast? Comment down below which one you preferred. For me, it's a bit of a tough decision. They were both great, but on taste alone, the second one takes it. The problem is, the second breakfast is so different from the first that I'm not sure it can be considered the same meal. The first one is definitely a breakfast, but the second might be a lunch or even a brunch dish. So I'm going to leave it up to you to decide what you think. Comment below. Okay, if you like breakfast, click on the thumbs up icon below and click on subscribe to come along for the next food journey, and I'll see you in the next one.